My first guest has already starred in 2 hit movies this year, Fantastic Four and Sin City. Starting tomorrow, she can be seen in the new movie Into the Blue. Please welcome Jessica Alba. You look good.
Thank you. So do you.
Thank you. All right. Please, I'm here all night. All right. They can't get enough of me.
Your hair looks great, too.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Looks weird every night, doesn't it? It does look good tonight. There you go. Goes right back. How are you? Everything good?
Everything's wonderful.
You're having such an amazing year. You've had 2 hit films. Most people can go a whole career and not have one. You have 2, and I was thinking about it today. Both of these films were based on comic books. And I'm thinking you must be really getting a lot of, like, a large nerd fan base at this point.
Yeah, you know what's weird is I actually have a lot of middle-aged men coming up to me, a lot more, because I thought I'd probably get more of, like, the nerd comic book.
A lot of, like, yeah, comic book convention people, but no, it's middle-aged men?
It's middle-aged men and their wives going, "Stop it, honey, don't bother her,
Wait,
stop it."
Middle-aged men go up to you with their wives?
Yeah,
that takes guts. They're probably just in such a trance, they forget their wife is with them.
No, they're very sweet. And a lot of them, you know, bring me magazines. Like, it's like they're walking around with GQ or something. I don't know.
Right, so there's just a lot of middle-aged men that are obsessed with you.
Not obsessed, but they're fans.
Right, well, that's very nice.
Yeah,
and the wives, are they mad? Are they giving you a look, or they don't blame you?
No. I think they're, you know, hitting their husbands. Like,
right, they're not saying, like, back off, you know?
No.
Does anyone do that, or is that just me? I've seen that on sitcoms, and I know how to do it.
Yeah.
You know, there's something about your job that I think would be, I don't quite understand it, but part of your job is you have to be able to convince people who go to movies that you're in love with a guy.
Right.
And I'm curious, is that something where it just depends on the chemistry you have with that actor? Or what happens if they cast an actor and you just don't have chemistry with that actor, but that's who they cast?
Yeah.
I mean, how does it work?
No, I mean, a lot of people with this movie particularly, because I was with Paul Walker, and they're like, "Oh, you know, that must have been hard, Paul Walker, such a good-looking guy." And I was like, well, actually, I have chemistry with my pug, Sid.
Right.
I have chemistry with, you know, this cup. I have chemistry. I can have chemistry with you.
Oh, thanks, after the cup.
But, you know, like, it's my...
A cup, or that dead flower, or you?
My job is to act in love.
You can act in love? Oh, you're doing it now. Look, and I'm just being scared. This is me when I try and act in love. It just looks like I'm off the medication, yeah.
Yeah, you just, like, stare longingly.
Just stare longingly?
Yeah, and I just think of, like, chocolate cake.
Why can't you just think of me? What's the problem? I love how I look at you, but think of chocolate cake, and that's how it works.
Is male actors think I am just thinking of them, and they should know no different.
Except when you go, chocolate cake. And then they know, Now, this movie, Into the Blue, it looks amazing. A lot of the underwater photography is just gorgeous.
Yeah, it's the guy who did the underwater photography did National Geographic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and in this movie, I guess, were you... I didn't realize it would be a problem, but when you're underwater, a lot of people might not like the way they look when they're underwater.
No, I mean, who wants a camera following them in a bikini underwater, like bad angles, and worse is like, okay, so then I get my close-ups. It's hard enough to act underwater, but then they go in for the close-up, and I saw the dailies, and my lips are huge. So
why are they huge? Is it because of, like, the...
No, my lips are huge anyway.
Right.
Just genetics, my dad,
right,
you know.
Right.
So, no, so with the mask, everyone else has thin lips, and then they have these beautiful, like, luscious lips when they have the mask on. And me, I look like a friggin' parrotfish. Like, I have these, like, huge clown lips.
Well, don't make that expression. You know, you haven't been going like...
No, but that's what I look like every time I have the mask on.
It pushes it down a little bit.
Yeah, and it makes my lips look so big and cartoonish that they couldn't use any of my close-ups, really.
Well, you look amazing in this movie. Underwater, out of the water, everything. And also a lot of... you won't be acting next time. A lot of actresses would kill to have big lips. I mean, your lips are beautiful.
No. But in LA, there's a lot of those plastic surgery ladies.
Oh, yeah. Well, a lot of women out there have their lips inflated.
Yeah, and they all kind of look like, you know.
Like that. This is me with plastic surgery. Welcome to Late Night. We have a good show.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that freaked me out, and I don't know how they do this, because you're falling in love again.
No, I just
Oh, that was just listening. You shot this in the ocean with real sharks.
Yes.
And there are scenes where sharks are coming up to you, and I'm thinking, is that a robot shark? It looks like a real shark.
No, there were no robot sharks. I wished there were robot sharks.
Yeah.
But I had, they said, we're going to dive with real sharks, and they do it all the time. But usually they do it in a controlled environment where, the tourists are holding hands with wetsuits. They put us in bathing suits, and they just threw blood or fish blood.
They're making it worse. It's one thing just to have you in the water swimming with sharks, but then when they throw blood on you.
On us, no joke. And so the sharks are all excited because they're eating.
Right.
And they're going in circles all around us. And then they put us in there, and then they turn on the cameras and say, go.
There's one scene where it looked like you're actually pushing a shark away.
Yeah, well, what happened was I was wearing a half wetsuit, and it was silver.
Right.
And when I was moving my head around, the reflection of the sun made me look like fish. So this one shark kept coming after my head thinking I was a fish, because they're not the brightest animals in the world.
Right.
And I didn't know this.
Neither's the guy who said, let's put you in a silver suit, throw blood on you, and put you in a shark tank.
Well, yeah, I mean, we got problems with him, too.
Yeah, yeah.
But, so I didn't know that this one shark was going after my double all day, so then I go down for my thing, and all of a sudden, in my peripheral, I saw this shark, and it's a close-up, and I turned around and I whacked the shark away when I saw it coming towards me.
Yeah.
And then I looked up at the camera and I was going, like, I mean, you can't speak underwater, so I was just going, and they have it in the movie. They had me going,
you see it. You see it. You actually, the shark comes near you and you just sort of like shove it away. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah, like, get away from me.
I would have just gone into the fetal position in the water and started whimpering.
But if you go in the fetal position and start whimpering, they may actually take a little taste.
I didn't say there's any reasoning behind what I would do. Be dictated by naked fear.
Well, they told me that if you hit them in the nose, it deflects them because that's their most sensitive area. So I was going for the nose, kind of, but it was just kind of insane.
That's one of the things I love is the advice you get about if a grizzly attacks you.
Yeah.
They say, don't do anything, but then if it really attacks you, hit it in the nose. And you said, what does that do? It'll either make it run away or it'll make it angrier and it will kill you. Great. And you're like, what are you, 50-50? Like, thanks for the piece of advice.
And the guy that gave me the advice was a shark wrangler, and he had half of a calf. Because the shark took the other half of his calf.
The shark's in the corner eating. I'm an idiot. We have a clip here. Anything we need to know for this clip?
Oh, yes. In the movie, originally, at the end of the movie, I was the damsel in distress, and Paul Walker's character comes and saves me. And I was like, I'm the Dark Angel. I can do stunts.
Right.
I should be doing some stuff. So this is me after I'm dragging a 6'6", 250-pound man across a boat. And this is what I have to do to him, because he's handcuffed to me.
Let's take a look at this clip of Into the Blue.
Hey, crane's out. One below. No, 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 no!
Looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Into the Blue opens tomorrow. Go see it. Jessica Alba, thanks so much. You were great.
you.
Yeah, we'll see you next time. Jeff Garland coming up. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.